pass, a little back pass to the back door for Grise, and he got the shot away, but Broussard read it well.
Hard for the Mooseheads to be motivated here with this last 12 minutes remaining, John. 12:01, you're down by 4. And we just talked when we were off air. Can't remember any teddy bear toss game where the Mooseheads haven't scored. And John and I looked at each other with looks of bewilderment and wondering out loud to ourselves, if the Mooseheads don't score, what happens? Does it carry over to tomorrow?
Crosley wins it. Puck coming back to the point, and the Oceanic have it now. Set up on the power play. There's the pass to the center. Belahovsky now feeding the point. There's the shot, and Broussard will send that to the corner, behind the net into the near corner, and Belahovsky now again back to the point. Feeding it off. Belahovsky one-timer and scores. Oh my. What a release on the pass, the release, and the Oceanic look pretty slick here, Steve, as they're really tossing it around. And Broussard has no chance whatsoever. A power play goal and a 5-0 lead.
That's Belahovsky's 5th, and it took just 26 seconds. 8:25 the time of the goal.
So the Oceanic pulling away from the Mooseheads here. Now there's Potintsev will jump on a loose puck, trying to bring it to the front of the net. It came across, and Guindon will push it away. Mooseheads showing a little bit of spunk and drive here. Haven't seen this for a while. Out to center. Now McKinnon offside once again. By the Rimouski Oceanic. 3rd in their division. 3 points back of the Shawinigan Cataracts, but it may be hard to keep up with the pace Shawinigan will set in the second half. Mooseheads currently sitting 17th in the 18-team Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, 34 points, tied with the Armada. And the Islanders have 35, the Titan with 36. Andrew Pico will lift it up and put it on the end boards for the Mooseheads. Taipei around the net. Out to Crosley. He'll cut across the middle, a little flip pass for Sorrentino, who doesn't get there. Now the puck in deep. Oceanic will bring it up, and then a collision there, sending Plante and Blaine both down. And Plante is laboring, and he's heading across ice. Now Cooper Jones trying to enter the Rimouski end, and it's up the boards, kept in at the line, and Blaine will throw it wide of the goal. Bishop now working out of the corner. Up the boards it comes. Taipei will fake the slap shot. Come down to bottom of the circle and sends one right through the front. Coming back, and Ford will fire one at the net. That's blocked. Now off a stick up into the netting. Oceanic now have 40 shots on the evening.
7,714 the official paid attendance. .40 remaining here in the 3rd. Mooseheads trailing 5-0, and Rimouski has now hit that 40-shot mark. We spoke of Benoit Gru's son being a top prospect in the upcoming draft. Well, Benoit Gru, by many considered to be a top coach, and he and his Gatineau Olympiques the visitors here tomorrow night, a 7 o'clock puck drop. We will have the pregame show at 6:30.
Puck bouncing out. Oceanic on a 2-on-1. And there's a saucer pass, and coming back to knock that out of the way is Joel Bishop. Bent heading up ice with Ford. Bent takes a hip at the blue line, gets spun around and goes down. Puck in the Rimouski zone, but the Oceanic now breaking up ice. A long shot into Brassard, kicks aside. Now Bishop heading up ice, 3-on-2. Bishop with Bent and decision. Bishop goes wide, and Rusk with the poke check knocking it away, but then Bent with a sharp angle shot that's on the glass. Puck sent back behind the net. Rusk back behind the goal. Puck now bouncing out to center. It's flipped down the boards, swatted back the other way. Now it's rifled in, back behind the net, around the far side. It comes back to the far point. Kept in by the Oceanic, but now the shot is blocked by Fortier. Fortier to Sampi. Sampi will come in on the wing. He'll flip it across, and the shot, and Guindon made the save as Schufelt came so close to getting the Mooseheads on the board. Now Sampi trying to get it to Fortier in front. Backhander goes wide, Sampi again. Back to Flower. He'll let one go, and a save made, a pad save as Walter Flower got a good drive away. Now Schufelt with a shot, and the Mooseheads with their best shift maybe of a period and a half.
They need it, trailing 5-0, 7 minutes and 52 seconds to play. We'll have more third period action when we come back. You're listening to Steel Chrysler and Halifax Chrysler Mooseheads Hockey on News 95.7.
Taifei, a long pass up the middle, which is blocked and fired back in as the Oceanic get a change. 7 minutes to go here in the third period. The Mooseheads trailing 5-0. Now Taifei just reaches back and rips it hard for Durando, but it'll go down ice. Now it comes to the front of the net and swept away by Guindon. This dangerous puck as Durando is coming across the front. Now the Oceanic bringing it again, trying to bring to the front of the net. Puck gets sliding in towards Brassard, and well, got a few stuffed animals.
Couple fans over there in section between section 9
a little
and 10.
impatient, wouldn't you think?
Well, I think they might have been enjoying some good Canadian beer perhaps in the stands. And you know what this is doing now, Johnny? It's starting the onslaught. And Halifax fans need to be careful here, John, because this could cause Halifax to get a penalty for delay of game. And it started. One guy started it, and they're just going to come now. They're just going to, yeah, this is it. They're just going to do it. Haven't scored, and they're just going to throw the Bears anyway.
Well, they opened up the gate at the far end, and the collectors are now making their way onto the ice. as the teddy bear toss is underway here. We're moving along at a pretty good clip here, and now we'll have a delay. Well, there's a big stuffed bear which just landed inside the Rimouski blue line. Now we'll bring out the police van, and bears continue to rain down. All right, well, let's take a break. Rimouski with a 5-0 lead here in the third, 6:47 to go. And we're going to be in a delay for just a little bit. We'll return. You're listening to Steel Chrysler and Halifax Chrysler Mooseheads Hockey on News 95.7. You're listening to Steel Chrysler and Halifax Chrysler Mooseheads Hockey. The cleanup is underway here at the Scotiabank Center. Number of vehicles on the ice and maybe 100 or so minor hockey players and staff. Shoveling of the bears and then collecting them and stuffing them in the bags. And into the trucks they go, and we'll have a surface clean enough to play on perhaps in another 5 minutes or so. This is game 2, Steve, of a 5-game homestand. Tomorrow, Mooseheads face the Gatineau Olympic, Ben Grew and company, and anxious to see that lineup. The Olympic with some ads at the trade deadline. The following Tuesday it's Bathurst the visitor, and then the Quebec Rampart. That's the 5th game of the homestand, 5th and final, and that's January 14th. The Quebec Ramparts and the Mooseheads all are 7 o'clock starts.
Well, we talk about the 7 o'clock starts, John. We often see maybe a 2 or 4 o'clock game on a Sunday. There are a few teams around the league that normally start around 7:30. And who are a few of those teams, if you can recall, maybe some of the later puck drops?
Well, Bathurst used to like the 7:30 starts for some reason. I think that was more about the ownership. Leo Guy Morissette, for some reason, he liked that 7:30 start and was insistent that the fans that would come from across the region would need more time to get to the game. But pretty much now across the board, pretty much 7 o'clock starts. There were probably 5, maybe 8 years ago, Steve. There were a lot of teams in Quebec at 8 o'clock starts, but certainly here in Atlantic, Canada, 7 o'clock was the preferred time.
And if you're ever on the website looking at the times and you see an 8 o'clock start, normally that's an 8 o'clock Atlantic start and a 7 Eastern start. So a lot of times you'll see teams up in Quebec.
Well, if you're joining us late, Halifax Mooseheads are trailing 5-0 here in the third. 6:47 to go. The return of Dom Ducharme back behind the bench. And, of course, the couple of Mooseheads making their debuts tonight. Zach Taylor, acquired in the trade for Kevin Fitzgerald, or rather, yes, Kevin Fitzgerald. And Anthony Sorrentino, since giving up a late pick for claiming Sorrentino from the Cape Breton Screaming Eagles.
Mooseheads also made a deal that a lot of people probably didn't notice or keep their eye to, because it was Sam Hunter, who played for the Mooseheads last year and was cut out of training camp. He was playing in the Ontario Junior Hockey League. His rights traded to the Blainville-Boisbriand Armada. And Sam Hunter playing for the Blainville-Boisbriand Armada now.
All right, well, we're just about the third and final vehicle.
Sam Hunter is in the lineup tonight for Blainville-Boisbriand, wearing number 65. It's nice to see Sam Hunter with another opportunity to play some major junior hockey.
All right, they're going to close the gate at the far end. We're going to get underway here. It took all of maybe 8 or 9 minutes. Brett Crosley in for the draw, wins it, gets it to Sorrentino. Sorrentino is tied up as he comes through neutral ice, but Blaine will fire it in on goal. And a glove save from Guindon.
Well, 6:35 remaining here in regulation. 18 shots from the Mooseheads. By comparison, in that 6-5 win over Charlottetown, John, they had 14 shots in the first period, 13 shots in the third.
Here the Oceanic come again, in behind the net. Now fed to the point. That far point, that shot is blocked by Sorrentino, and it comes out. So the Oceanic now back. There's the pass up the ice. Was that tipped? No. Yes, it was. That was tipped, so no icing. And behind the net, Cheney. Up the far side. Bishop pushes it in deeper. Bent goes to the end boards. Bishop comes in. And now puck comes off to Decision with a shot, and that's wide. Bishop along the boards. Trying to spin off a hit and bring it to the front. Back to the point. Taylor with the shot. Scores! Well, the Bears have already come down, but Zach Taylor, I believe, has his first as a Halifax Moosehead on a screenshot from the point. I don't believe it was tipped, but the Mooseheads have their first goal of the night, and it is the 20-year-old Zachary Taylor. 5-1 with 5:40 to go.
Zach Taylor's first as a Moosehead, his first of the season as well.
Oh, Oceanic with a 4-goal lead. And here they come now on a 3-on-2, coming in over the line, dropping it back to the high, and the snapshot up high. Boland, was it Boland with the shot, but Broussard with the save. And actually that shot coming off to the stick of Nicholas Werbeck. Sompy winning the draw. Jones will go behind the net, but a wraparound, and away it comes, and Fortier will carry it up to center. Pass for Schupelt into the skates of the Rimouski defenseman. Puck flipped deep, and the Oceanic will get a change. Taife in behind the net. He'll pound it off the boards and out. Now bent for a decision. Sharp angle shot that was well up high over the net and on the glass. Now the Oceanic bringing it back. Bodel with a shot. That was wide. McKinnon plays it to the point. Now it comes off a stick and decision, heading up ice with Bishop. That's the pass to Bishop. Bishop back for decision. Fires, and a save made. On a good play by Bishop and decision. They worked that well.
Zach Taylor has his first of the season, first as a Moosehead. Kelly Bent and Joel Bishop pick up the assist at 14-20.
So we are 4-on-4, 4:20 to go. Moosehead's trailing 5-1. Oceanic through center, bringing it down the near boards. Now Pico, the defenseman, stops, pushes it back behind the net. Ford being harassed on the inboards by Montcalm. Now Cheney will give it up to Durando. Firing it into the far corner, and Oceanic Rusk behind the net. Partner pass back to Rusk. Now Durando will chase the Rimouski defenseman, who falls, and Durando very persistent. Eventually the puck will come up the board. St. Hilaire getting it out into neutral ice. Forte to Jones crossing the blue line. Jones will come along the near boards, or rather the far boards, and then a pass to Forte. Forte trying to release it, but it swept away, and back the Oceanic come down the wing. Jones with a chop on the forward Boland. Boland recovers the puck and then fires it up high.
Face-off will be to the left of Eric Brassard.
.306 to go here in the third. Sompy gets to a rolling puck. Passes up the middle, and the Oceanic will fire it right back in. Jones behind the net, around the net, and carries. Up for Taife. He'll rim it in. Sompy hustles to the near corner, sends it back behind the net to the far corner, and Forte will just content to punch it back behind the goal. Now Sompy trying to chase a bouncing puck to the corner for Forte. Back to the point for Taife. Taife, puck rolling, decides to make the pass, keeping it in. Sompy off the wall, dishes it over. Forte will take it and then centers it. Puck lying there for a moment, but Oceanic get it to the wall. Now it's to the other side, and that's sent up the boards. And here the Oceanic come with some speed. They're going to take it to the net. Scores! And that was Grise with a snapshot as Brassard just came off the post a bit, and he was coming in off the wing. And as Brassard started to come off the post, he found a hole, a very small opening, but he found it.
I actually thought that puck hit the post and then kind of laid on the line, so I'm not sure if Eric Brassard backed up into that, but Grise has his second of the season.
Here the Oceanic come again over the line. The drop passes off a sticking out. Now Blaine will try to fight his way down the boards, but puck knocked away, and Oceanic will move it D to D. Reminder, the Mooseheads at home tomorrow with Gatineau. Some exciting players in that Gatineau lineup. We'll get a look at them. First time I look at them this year. We've not made the road trip to Gatineau yet, so looking forward to that tomorrow night with the Gatineau Olympic. On the boards, Oceanic with a quick out, and away they come 2-on-2. Flower with a good stick, keeps it on the boards. Bishop will lug it to center and takes a hit. And the Oceanic bringing it back with under a minute to go. Now up the boards. Here's Bent. Bent with decision. Bent flipping it in. He'll head in deep. Puck comes back along the boards. Out through center. Here the Oceanic come again with some speed. There's a pass to the front, but taken away by Ford and wristed off the boards and out. Now the puck coming out. There's a slap shot that Broussard kicks out. And the Oceanic moving it back into their own end. Just will back in and come to a stop behind the goal. Kelly Bent gets a push from Ryu. And this one will come to a close. And the Rimouski Oceanic with a 6-1 win over the Mooseheads here tonight. Booster Juice post-game show next on News 95.7.